What is going on, everybody? It is Benton Spud, and today we are going to be talking about Season 5 and the new changes, and how you might prepare yourself for said changes. That's what we are going to be covering in this video. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to keep up with the channel and see any new tips and tricks that you might be interested in. Alright, so I basically have 5 points that I want to cover as far as getting yourself or any friends that you might want to be playing with ready for Season 5 whenever it does come out. I'm hopefully going to be covering these as much in depth as I probably could, because it is my first video over this. I've never done a tips video, but we're going to see how well it works. So, leave your comments on what you guys think and if I should continue these kind of things. So, the first topic that I'm going to be covering is just studying new guides and tips for the new map and changes. So anything that you can possibly find over it, or anything that might help you understand why they changed the way that they changed things, you should probably be watching it and looking at all of these new things. The content you're actually seeing in the back is from Season 4. If you are watching this and Season 5 is up, I do apologize that there's no Season 5 content. I actually do not have PSL, which we'll get to that. That's one of my points. I actually do not have access to the map. I could probably go and download it and get content for you guys, but I just feel like it's more of a hassle. I'd rather wait and just enjoy it whenever it does come out. So that basically covers my first point, is just studying what we know about the new stuff currently and just see if you can understand what everything does before it comes out. Because if you can do that naturally, you're just going to flow better with all of the items, and you'll understand the builds more, and you'll understand how everything works better. So, on to my next point. It's probably the easiest one to understand out of all the points on my list, and it's just practice with what you do have right now. So, even though you don't have access to the items, or unless you are playing in Season 5, just practice with what you do have right now. It's currently Season 4 at the time of me recording this, and we have access to lots of gods and things that we can potentially do and play with. So just have fun with what we do have right now. You can even play around with a few, I guess you could call them older school strategies that might not work in Season 5 whenever it comes out. So just enjoy what we do have right now until it does come out. And then you get to have a long time, hopefully, to enjoy what is to come in Season 5. That's pretty much it from that point. So the third point that I do have is, if you don't have access to it, or you're just lazy like me and don't want to download it, which is probably the case for most people, just watch others play it, and then you'll get a better understanding of how they rearranged it. Like, I was watching Duke Sloth recently, and watching how he does the jungle, I actually didn't know that they moved the speed cam. It's actually an interesting point that I think will be really useful in the actual playing of the game. I feel like it'll make it a little bit more fast-paced, considering it's closer to the fountain and stuff, but I actually didn't know they moved it. I was looked up in the patch notes and everything. I must have skipped my eye, but just actually seeing the map in place made more sense. Naturally, actually seeing the game versus reading it makes more sense. So just watch how others are playing it if they do have access to it, and there's tons of content on it right now. Just watch what you do have and you'll understand it more. That's basically the point I'm trying to get at, is just understanding how everything works. Which brings me on to my next point, which is work with people to understand how things work on paper, so that way you can apply it when it comes out. Now, what I mean by this point is I'm basically talking about whenever everyone says, oh, on paper it looks good, but doesn't necessarily play good in-game. Well, if you understand the basic paper mechanics of how all the new stuff works, then you'll understand when to build it, and you'll probably do better early on in Season 5, because everyone will still be adjusting, but you'll have that prior knowledge to how everything worked, instead of just going in not knowing anything. Another thing that you could do is look at the patch notes, look at what they changed, because they changed a bunch of stuff and a bunch of the passives and stuff. As always, it's probably good to just go in and look at what they did change. And my fifth and final point is a pretty simple one, and I would like to make it a pretty simple point, because I just wanted the last point after all the ones talking about understanding and the base knowledge of everything, because that's pretty much how you're going to get to actually doing good in the game, is understanding how everything works. So if you understand how it works before it comes out, naturally you'll do a little bit better than the people that do not understand and are just playing how they used to play, because everything is different. Map's bigger, everything's bigger, there's more stuff, there's tons of new items. I wouldn't say, I mean there's new items, but a lot of changed items to what we did have, a lot of stat changes and stuff, so just understanding it. So I just wanted to make my last point just as simplistic as possible. So just have fun. That is my fifth and final point. I just want to remind everyone that it is a game, and at some points people do forget this whenever they get super competitive and stuff, and you just need to understand that you are playing a game, and we play games to have fun. So just enjoy what you do have and what we have access to right now, so that way you can always enjoy things. So it pretty much covers my tips and stuff. I will hopefully be uploading every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for those wondering. I am rebooting my channel, and I'm wanting to do Smite videos. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought, if you thought my tips were helpful, if you're excited for Season 5, and any new content that you might want me to do. I will be gladly open to suggestions, seeing as I am new and there's tons of stuff that I can do. So there's not really much that I can't do, so I just want some suggestions. But I do believe that's the end of the video. So this is gonna be Benton Spud.